I've been throwing parties all over the Southeast for over 40 years, and now I've got my sons working with me. We do over 600 events a year.
Appreciate everybody making the effort to come out.
We've catered all over the place, and this is how we do it.
This week, we're celebrating the Habitat for Humanity build that's going on at the University of Georgia campus. This is an exciting party. UGA President Jerry Moorhead's gonna speak. The CEO of Habitat International, Jonathan Reckford's gonna be here. And Executive Director of the Athens Area Habitat for Humanity, Spencer Fry. I got a couple of last minute details to get wrapped up at the office. Then Daniel's gonna run down to the Habitat Restore, see if there's anything else we need from Spencer.
So Spencer, you were one of my influences growing up. You know, you were working with Dad when I was in high school. How long have you been with Habitat?
I started with Habitat as the construction manager in 1999. I told the folks that I'd be here 1 year. I had bigger and better things to work on, that I was going to be doing something else, and I didn't realize that it would turn into a 15, 16-year plus career. But I really saw it as a way to do a mission trip in my own community. We operate in 3 counties. It's Athens Area Habitat for Humanity, operating in Clark, Oglethorpe, and Oconee.
How many homes are in what you would consider that area?
600 subject properties.
Yeah. Where did this idea of putting this home on the front lawn of the Hargett Museum come from?
Actually, we were contacted by Habitat International, and they called me up and said, hey, this is a project that we're looking at. Do you think you guys would be interested in helping us out? It's just by luck that we have the greatest special collections facility in the nation in our zone where we operate. So they contacted us and said, hey, would you be willing to do it? And you know me, I learned from the best when I used to work for F-Teen Events, and I learned from your dad, Lee, and say, just say yes and figure it out before it happens. Our construction staff is a really incredible group. Actually, the construction manager now is the guy that was volunteering to build homes when I was hired 15 years ago. They hired me as a construction manager. I wasn't the first choice. Obviously, Doug was the first choice. Yeah. And then I've been trying to hire him back to work with me for the past 5 years. Finally, he said yes, and I was really glad to have him on the project.
I'm Doug Carver with Athens Area Habitat for Humanity. This is Lawrence Jones, the construction manager for Athens Habitat. And what we're doing here is we're pre-building the window assemblies so that when we get out to the UGA build, we can move faster. By having these pre-built, we can drop them right where they go in the wall, and then the wall will be ready for the window.
We're building a house in front of the Special Collections Library. As kind of a display. We're going to frame it out in front of the library because Habitat International is donating documents from the founding of Habitat into the Special Collections Library. And then we're going to take it apart and we're going to move it to a planned development that we're working on called Carpenter's Circle. It'll be the 7th and final house in the development.
And we've got a good bunch of volunteers, and they're getting things ready so that when we get to UGA, it'll go quick and smooth.
We're going to do it in 3 days, and it's going to be kind of crazy.
Last Saturday, we came in and we built a 6x6 post foundation, blocked it up as you can see in the front here. Yesterday, on Monday, we came in, we put the floor joist in. We put the plywood decking on the floor. We built a little decking board front porch on it, and we got to start on the walls. Today we finished off the interior walls, and we've just finished setting all the trusses. Since Saturday, this is what we've accomplished. Tomorrow we'll have our ceremonial wall raising. We're going to raise one last wall. We're going to finish off the front porch. We'll put a little set of stairs in the front. We'll put the windows in the house to give it the appearance, and we'll be pretty well set. Let's come to a stopping point and come up in front of the house. We've got a little meeting and ceremony.
Well, welcome everybody to this awesome day that we have before us. I'm going to just say a couple words, introduce Toby Graham is the head librarian of UGA. He's in charge of all the archives and all the records here, and we appreciate Toby giving us the opportunity to build in his front yard and disrupt the activity over here on the UGA campus. And we have Jonathan Reckford, who's the CEO of Habitat International,
and he's come to help us today and to look at the archives. And this is memorializing the event of Habitat International donating all the archival material to the library here. And I appreciate that we're able to have both of you fine men together, and thank you for your leadership with everything that you're doing. The only reason we're here, really the only reason, is Kim. Where's Kim at? Kim! Yay, let's give Kim a hand, because this is her home. And we're gonna dismantle this, put it on a good foundation. We're gonna put it back together, and then we're gonna have a home for Kim and her family to live in. And that's what this organization does. We really try to supply safe, simple, decent housing for people who need housing. I'd like for Jonathan and Toby just to say a couple of real quick words, if you would. Jonathan?
I just want to thank everyone. This is really exciting, and we'll have a more formal program later this morning, but when we first heard about this opportunity, we were just thrilled because our records were all in a very old warehouse with a risky roof, and we didn't really have access to them. And so, in a way, to have the opportunity to have access and to have the digital archives to be able to really mine our past so that it informs our future. Not so we dwell in the past, but really to inspire us to look ahead and look at what God has done over 40 years and then what that means is possible to do in the next 40 years. And thanks to all of you for coming out and being part of it. This is the fun part.
Thank you. Toby?
Thank you. Well, on behalf of the University of Georgia, I want to welcome you all and thank you for what you're doing today. Thank you for your time and your talents and your service today. We're thrilled to have the archive, and we're thrilled to have this event. Frankly, when I talked to the Habitat folks about having a house on our front lawn, my jaw dropped. I didn't realize that was a possibility. I guess my first question was, well, who would want to live on our front lawn? But that was explained to me. And really, you know, what better way to commemorate this event than to exemplify the kind of volunteerism, the kind of service to others that has made Habitat what it is today. So we are absolutely thrilled. We're grateful to all of you all, and we hope you have an outstanding day here on the campus of the University of Georgia.
Excellent, thank you. Thank you, Jonathan, thank you, Toby. So just be real safe and real observant when you're out here on the job site, all right?
One more thing, safety glasses. Everybody's got to wear them. Can't take a chance on it. Just work safe, look out for your neighbors. Let's do it.
It's the day of the event. We've got everything down there but not set up yet. We've got the last wall to put up that'll be part of the ceremony. But in between that time, we get to meet CEO of Habitat International, Jonathan Reckford, and go down in the archives.
We have the ability to store about 220,000 boxes of that size.
And how full are you now?
Great question. So when we moved in 2 years ago, we were about 40% full, which is why we could be ambitious enough to take on a collection like the Habitat for Humanity archives that was about 600 cubic feet. So about the equivalent of about 600 boxes of that size that we could absorb that and be able to grow in that way.
What y'all are donating this, and what all does it include? What type of things are coming with the collection?
Looks like it was the kitchen sink, but in some ways it's all here. So from project T-shirts to the original documents and original board meetings and all those original partnerships with local chapters all over the world. Really, the whole story comes together here, which is exciting.
When this episode gets done, I can't wait to package it up and offer it up for part of the archives to go with the Habitat International.
Look at that. Lawrence gave me the best hammer on site. And that's kind of like getting the key to the city.
Yeah, man. And look at this. It's got the magnetic nail set. So you don't kill your fingers because you don't want to hit your finger.
Right. No, I don't want to hit my
Pop
fingers.
it right in. Tack it in place.
Are you kidding me?
No, man.
That's about as good as this technology stuff that's coming up on these computer laters.
Yeah, computer laters, yeah. All those internets, I'll tell you what.
We'll decide where I need to hit some. Right there. Look at
How
that.
you doing today? Good stuff. And that's he's got a
I missed my spot. All right, we got to try again, guys.
That's Dad getting his hands dirty. He's a little bit better as a foreman.
Don't make fun of me.
Probably one of the greatest nailers in the Habitat community.
That's what I've heard.
Damn. It'd take me forever to build a house this way. That's close enough.
Yeah, well, I'm young.
Got to straighten him up, though.
Yeah, drive it home.
All right.
Got a big hammer here. Yeah.
All right, we did it. One.
You gotta, all right.
I hope you do better than I do with that hammer.
You were looking good there.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Nice to see you.
You too. Thanks for doing this.
Well, thank you for coming down here and doing it in Georgia. This
Well,
is
it's
pretty
exciting.
incredible. This in front of that.
I
That's
know.
pretty
I love the
fantastic.
image. It's wonderful.
Now you've done one, what, 2 other places? Great big, like New York City?
Oh yes, so we've done this kind of thing in some fun places.
Well,
So
I'm
we
glad
did
y'all-
Times Square was a good backdrop.
Well, Yankees need habitat for housing too.
They do.
Well, thank you, sir, for all you do.
Well, right back at you. Thank you. We're proud to be
pretty
here.
proud. I'm gonna go stir the barbecue with this hammer now. We never had this kind of service before. We ought to do more habitat more often, huh? Gentlemen, I need some nails.
Need some nails?
I need to bring a box of nails over here. I'm gonna give them back to you when you get through. All right, anybody find me some nails?
Yeah, I got nails right here. There's not a lot.
Oh, hell, I gotta have nails. Go find a box this big. One of you guys is gonna have to, y'all go find it. I want a whole case of nails.
Lee, there you go.
Now you're talking. Give them the money for it. Just don't get in the barbecue. I got my boots on. I got my blue jeans and my new clean.
And they don't have
hell, I
holes
can serve food. It's serve pro safe or whatever that
There you go.
stuff is. Serve safe. You look around, you see things like this right over here. You don't want to waste this opportunity. Are y'all using these right now? Damn, that looks good.
Good morning.
I'm Toby Graham, the University Librarian and Associate Provost, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you all this morning as we open the Habitat for Humanity International Archive at the University of Georgia's Hargret Library. The structure, built by the hands of those present, carries with it a value that is both real and symbolic. I'd like to extend our special welcome to a good friend of the library, someone we're very happy to have with us here today, and that's Linda Fuller Diggleman, co-founder of Habitat for Humanity.
I want to just express my thanks and appreciation to all of the volunteers who have diligently brought this project together today. I'm very grateful that the University of Georgia continues to play an important role in Habitat for Humanity. Habitat and the University of Georgia both share a common mission, and that is to improve the lives of the people in our communities and throughout the state of Georgia and across this nation and literally around the world. Y'all, this is an amazing occasion. I appreciate every single one of you being out here. I need to point out our awesome construction crew and our awesome volunteers who started this project Saturday, worked through the rain on Monday. So let's give them a big round of applause and thank them. Amazing amounts of lives are changed by this organization. And that's what we're here about. Because of Kim and her daughter Molly, who are gonna be living in this house. That's the reason we're here. Because of families like Kim and Molly, and families that when they have affordable, sustainable housing, it changes their lives, but it changes lives for generations to come. And I'd like to invite up Jonathan Reckford, the CEO of Habitat International, to expand on that a little bit. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Spencer, thank you. It is just wonderful to be here. Isn't this? This is just great. And we are grateful to the University of Georgia for their partnership and for the chance to preserve Habitat's history so that we can learn from that history and continue to grow and impact more families around the world. It was really exciting for me to get a tour and really see how not only we but the world can have access to all of our materials. Linda, we're just so glad you're here, and how fitting that you're a part of this, who have lived so much of our history and inspired so many people. I want to thank finally all the volunteers who've not just helped raise these walls and frames here, but helped so many families over the years here, and who will help so many more families who still need decent housing here in Athens. Over now 1 million families know what it is to have a safe, decent, affordable place to live through partnering with Habitat for Humanity, which is really an incredible thing to celebrate. And it also means that we now have over 40 years of records and stories and documents. It is a great gift from the University of Georgia to preserve that past, as we say then, to inspire our future. So thank you all. We're delighted to be here.
So after we got through, after y'all got through what you were doing over there, you disassembled this.
We disassembled it. We had the foundation built.
Right.
And then we took all the materials that we had built over there at the library.
A little bit different than what we saw.
Absolutely.
It was really neat to see this frame that was up there, to then have it totally resurrected in a new place that's fixing to be somebody's home.
Good gracious alive.
It's a little bit different.
Come a long ways, baby.
Absolutely. Well, I built them like I'd want to live in them, really. I mean, that's what we really try to do.
Well, I am impressed.